Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at a Premium-Bandai Gunpla kit, the G-Line Standard Armor HG kit here. This is unfortunately another one of those cases where it's a entirely brand new kit, and it's unfortunately a Premium-Bandai release. So that's unfortunate, but on the plus side, the kit looks absolutely fantastic. It looks really, really cool. So let's go ahead and check it out here for today's video. All right, so with this being a P-Bandai kit here, of course, we don't have much to look at on the outside of the box, just the titling here. Mostly, we don't really have any other photos of the kit other than what we have there on the front. You have this monochrome image of the painted kit. It does look cool, but I think we'll probably have a little bit more to look at on the inside of the box, so let's go ahead and tear it open. All right, let's see, some stickers there. Looks like a pretty small sheet. We'll take a closer look at that here in just a moment. And unfortunately, looks like our instruction manual is just going to be a simple black and white manual here without any color in it, not any photos or anything really either. That's unfortunate. I was kind of expecting maybe we would have one of those like nice full color instruction manuals here on this one, but all right, we've got our parts list right there. And let's see if we go around here to the last page. The color guide is there as well, obviously just in text. And then something interesting here, we have the order of assembly where we're going to be making the G-Line first, then the standard armor, then the standard armor Gatling Smasher, and the weapons. So it's going to be kind of order of building up the main base kit and then adding the armor parts and stuff onto this. So pretty straightforward, as this is just an HG kit, but like I said, as I've heard, everything that I've heard about this kit so far is that it is really, really nice. So it is an HG kit, but it does look like it's going to be a particularly nice one as far as the construction goes. And taking a quick look here at those foil stickers, you can see we got some simple ones there, like for the eyes. That's probably for like a V-fin on the crotch, a head camera, a few little circle stickers there, and looks like probably some gray vent stickers there. So not too bad as far as the stickers go. All right, getting into the runners then, we don't have any polycaps. We do have some beam effect parts here, SB13 for some clear pink beam effect parts. Runner A here then, a nice four-color runner with some yellow at the top, red over here on the side, clear blue, and then a kind of light gray color here. And the runner label here, HG144 scale, G-Line. Then we have runners B1 and B2, which is going to be all of our white parts here for the kit. Runners C1 and C2 are going to be our joint and frame hand parts and stuff like that here on this gunmetal, dark gunmetal color. Then runners D1 and D2 are going to be some parts here in this dark navy color there. It looks really nice. Runner E1 here, some more parts in that dark gunmetal color, mostly weapons parts and backpack parts there, it looks like. Runner F1 is going to be a few more parts here in white for the shield and the fuel tanks on the backpack. And lastly, runners G1 and G2 are some parts here in a nice blue color. And that's it for the runners. Let's go ahead and get it put together. All right, guys, and here is the G-Line all built up in its standard base form here. Really, really cool. If you're a fan of like light armor designs, this one is really great for that because it's a really super cool design. It almost makes you want to have two of the kits so you can keep one like this. But then we do have all the other parts that we're going to be adding on to there. We'll get to that in just a second after we take a good thorough look around the G-Line just in its base form here on its own. But as we've seen with a lot of these recent HG releases, I mean, this one just features some really, really great engineering, really nice part separation in there as well, especially up in the head. We got some great color separation there. And with it being an HG, it's not incredibly detailed, but it does have a nice amount of detail on there that you can paint in. You can add some detailing in on that if you want to. And for the most part, the seam lines are also going to be pretty minimal. And we'll get into all that here in just a moment. Let's go ahead first and just talk about the accessories, everything that we have included with the kit. So as far as our option parts go, we have some different option hands aside from these two holding hands. Fortunately, we have a couple of different options. For the left side, you just have this open hand like that, which is going to just act as an open hand or as a rifle support hand. And on that note, for the right side, we have a trigger finger hand, which I have here on the beam rifle at the moment. And so just to talk a little bit about the beam rifle, since that's it for our hand options, really nice design here for this one. Super cool, very unique. It's similar to the Full Armor Gundam 7th HG kit. It's beam rifle, and so it's very similar with the shield. It has some similarities there, but nice design here. No seam lines on that. Cool design. Nice separate yellow part there. Not a sticker. It's an actual yellow piece for the camera on that. So that looks really good. And then, yeah, we have the shield, which also has some nice color separation of the yellow part there for the cross. The connection piece right here is going to plug right onto the back of the arm, and you have that same connection point on both arms, so you could pick and choose. But some nice detail here on the back side of the shield. And it looks really good there on the front as well, so really like how that looks. For our beam sabers, of course, we have the handles up there on the backpack, and we've got our two clear pink beam saber effect parts, but we do have an option for the backpack as well. You have the option of making this as the high maneuver backpack here, which basically has the one large and then two sets of small thruster bells there instead of like the main thruster bell. So basically it's just going to be a matter of swapping the beam saber handle connection parts right here on the side onto the alternate backpack, and so that's pretty much all there is to that. I guess aside from the other main difference is that in the high maneuver backpack you have a hard point there, and that we're going to utilize for adding the added armor later. So for like the basic form right here, you can use this backpack, just the simple one, but once we add the standard armor, we're going to be using that one. And then we got all of our different armor pieces which are going to be added onto there, like these parts which are going to go up on the shoulders. We've got skirt armor that's going to be added on the front and the back side, as well as some skirt armor which is going to be added onto the side skirts as well, because as it is in the standard form, we basically don't have any sort of skirt armor there on the side, but those are going to be attached onto there. And then the armor around the lower leg is basically made up of 4 sections: a front, back section, left and right section. So the back section is going to look like that. The front section is going to add some armor here at the knee, and then we have this bit of armor which is going to attach around basically the calf, and these are asymmetrical as you have a peg here on the side, and that's for adding on this extra kind of thruster here on the side of the leg, very similar to like the Alex or the Tristan, which has a similar design. And you'll notice that here on these armor pieces for the leg, we have a couple of stickers, a dark blue sticker there and there. And we'll come back to the rest of the stickers here in just a moment, but just while we're going through all of the rest of the parts, here is the parts for the backpack with these fuel tanks. Again, very reminiscent of the Gundam 04 and 05. So I like how this design has a lot of similar design elements taken from other Gundams, especially the later ones, and then these backpack too, also a little bit kind of similar to the Mudrock. So different elements incorporated into this design from the Gundam 04, 05, 06, and 07, which is kind of cool. So definitely really cool. These parts up here on the backpack for the Gatling Smashers, these are able to rotate forward and back, and that's kind of the extent of that. And then, like I said, this is just going to be used in conjunction with the high mobility backpack parts right there like that. But before we get into taking a look at some posing, just to talk a little bit more about the kit and talking about the rest of the stickers. So aside from those stickers on the leg armor, you do also have this yellow sticker right here for the little V on the crotch. Definitely probably my least favorite sticker in all of existence, because it's not ever really going to look quite right, but it looks pretty good anyway. And then up here on the head, if you go around to the back of the head for that little blue camera, you have a sticker right there. And underneath the visor, which is going to be kind of hard to see, but you do have a gray and blue kind of sticker there, which does have the eyes behind the visor there in a metallic blue, just like the head camera on the back of the head, which again, going to be really hard to see, but you can see that under the proper lighting. And while we're here, I just want to talk about, like I mentioned before, the color separation. The color separation here on the head in particular is really nice. Of course, you have these big red circles there. Then you also have the Vulcans as an actual separate dark blue piece there, as well as this dark blue piece right here, right above the visor as a separate part. These are all kind of details that the head could have just been all white and then maybe uses stickers for some part like this, but the fact that it's all color separated is fantastic. The rest of the design having some nice color separation is also really nice, except for the little V on the crotch. The only bit that could have been color separated that is not is maybe here on the lower legs, these little like vernier details right there. Would have been nice if maybe that was a separate piece that went underneath there to give you a little bit more separation, but I mean, it is an HG kit at the end of the day. And then as I mentioned too about seam lines, that they're pretty much non-existent as far as any seam lines on the kit, except for down here on the lower leg. If you look at like this part here between the front and back of this lower leg armor, you have a little seam line right there, which you could very easily just make that out as a panel line. If you just did a little bit of modification on that, you could turn it into a panel line. Alternatively, getting rid of that probably wouldn't be too bad. And as far as the articulation goes, I mean, it has really excellent articulation all throughout. I'm not going to go through every single point of articulation with you guys, but I think as you'll definitely see, at least in the posing here in just a moment, nice range of articulation from a nice ab crunch to a nice hip joints that drop down to give you plenty of range there. Double joints in the knees and in the elbows. And then just for a little bit more detail, you have full detail up underneath the feet as well, so no hollow gaps in there, which is also really nice. So everything looks great, works great, and feels great. Let's go ahead and try out some poses here. And this is definitely the prime example of a kit that you hate to see that it's a Premium-Bandai kit, that it's not a standard release, because it's a completely new original mold, not a variant of anything, so it's a brand new kit from top to bottom. And not only that, but it's a fantastic kit. Like I said, great color separation, great part separation on there. Very minimal use of stickers, a lot of great design in terms of just the way the kit is engineered, the articulation of it. It poses really nicely, whether you're going to have this standing or if you want to have it on a base. It obviously doesn't include a base, but it's one of those ones that will definitely look great up on a base there, of course, if you happen to have one or if you want to pick one up to use along with this kit. And so if you've seen a lot of hype surrounding the release of this kit, it's definitely well warranted, as this is a really amazing one and a fantastic design too. Just a really cool design. Like I said, I really like the fact that it has a lot of design elements carried over from some of the different later units in the Gundam lineage, which is really cool. I don't actually really know too much about the backstory of this particular unit, but just as a fan of the designs, I can certainly appreciate that. And nice colors here with this one too. Nice set of stuff. I mean, you have your kind of standard accessories between the beam rifle, beam sabers, and shield, but then all of the armor parts does make it that much more interesting. And as I said at the start of the review too, this is one where I would think that there's probably going to be some of you guys out there who are in agreement with me in thinking that this is one of those kits that you almost kind of want to get two of, just because it looks really cool with like the light armor look without adding all the armor onto it as just the standard G line. Or if you want to add all the armor onto there, it looks fantastic like that as well. So it's one that has some really nice display options. The only issue with getting two of the kit is then if you wanted to have one displayed in light armor, then you have all these different armor parts, which wouldn't necessarily be easily used with other kits. If you wanted to use those parts for kit bashing or something like that, they would definitely require some modification and some work, but some parts that you could use for kit bashing, yeah, in theory, absolutely. But that's going to do it for this review, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on the kit down in the comment section below. If you guys want to check out some more Gunpla, obviously not premium Bandai stuff like this, but more awesome Gunpla from Bandai, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. And if you guys would also like to leave a like while you're here, or make sure that you're subscribed, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Until next time, hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.